NASA scientists are poring over new pictures of Pluto, some 3 billion miles from Earth. The photos have been trickling in since earlier this month from the New Horizons spacecraft. Meantime, last week, another amazing discovery. NASA says the Kepler Space Telescope found a planet that could be Earth's cousin. All of this news coincidentally coincides with the Intrepid Museum's 4th annual Space and Science Festival underway this weekend on Manhattan's West Side. This afternoon, former NASA astronaut Colonel Pamela Melroy will be there to share her stories of traveling in space. But first this morning, she joins us live in studio. Welcome.
Hey, good morning, Andrea.
Thank you so much for being here. Let me start. So much amazing news coming out of NASA over the last few weeks. What's your reaction to these pictures from Pluto?
Well, it's been a very exciting week for NASA, you're right. And I actually studied astronomy, and so for me to find out that Pluto has been geologically active in recent times, I mean, this is completely different than anything could have possibly imagined. We thought it would look more like the moon.
Right.
And instead, it's active. It's really cool.
It's amazing. Well, let me talk about you, though, because you have such a cool career and such a cool background. You spent 14 years at NASA, logged more than 38 days in space, traveled a combined, I think, something like 16 million miles in 3 space shuttle flights, and you made history as the second woman to command a space shuttle. When you look back at your time at NASA, how would you describe it, and what is it like to actually travel in space?
Oh, it's amazing to fly in space. It's hard. We don't actually have the words to describe what it's like to float around. I mean, you feel things, you see things that are completely different than we experience here on Earth. And it's amazing to look down at the Earth and have that different perspective. So I had a wonderful time at NASA. It was an amazing experience to come together with a team of people and do something really technically and operationally hard to do. And that was really wonderful.
And to make history, especially as a woman in the space program.
Well, it is interesting. There are not that many women pilots actually who are also astronauts. So it's kind of a small group of us, and we're hoping to inspire other young women to potentially go become astronauts and maybe be the first person on Mars.
Absolutely, and part of that is your event later today at the Intrepid at 1 o'clock. Tell me a little bit about what you'll be doing.
Well, I'll be being interviewed by journalist Lynn Scher, so I'm excited about seeing Lynn again. She's a friend of mine, and we'll be telling some great stories, and the idea is potentially to inspire the young people who are there to realize that STEM education and having a career in science and engineering and mathematics can lead to very exciting careers and the opportunity to solve problems and do exciting things like travel to space.
Absolutely. What inspired you?
I was very inspired by the Apollo program. When I saw people, human beings, set foot on the moon, that started my love affair with astronomy, so that's what I studied in school. But what I really wanted to do was to be an explorer.
What advice do you have for young children, especially young girls who might be watching?
So I like to tell the young girls who are watching that they are born at exactly the right time. I was born at the right time to be one of the first women to fly the space shuttle as a pilot, but somebody in school today is going to be the first human being on Mars, and it could be them. So I encourage them to study hard and also to be the kind of person that you might want to go on a 2-year-long trip with. Think about that for a minute, right?
That is good advice. Thank you so much for stopping in. It's such a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you, Andrea.
And for more information on the event later this afternoon and tickets, you could head to cbsnewyork.com. Alex, over to you.